Good morning, dear students. In yesterday period, we were discussed about introductory part of our environment chapter. Afterwards, types of waste and their effects on our environment. There are totally two types of substances or seams in our surrounding. They are termed as biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. Biodegradable means the substances can be disposed naturally by the action of microorganisms are called biodegradable substances. And afterwards, effects of biodegradable substance, it means after the process of decomposition of biodegradable waste leads to foul smell, it means a bad smell. Second effect is dumping of industrial waste reduces the fertility of soil and leads to reduction in crop yield. Third, breeding a fly in huge quantity on this waste carries germs and spread water. Different types of diseases spread with the help of water, flies, mosquitoes. Afterwards, dumping of waste into water body leads to water pollution. This result in the spread of various waterborne diseases. Afterward, my dear students, what is meant by non-biodegradable substances? It means a substances cannot be converted into harmless, simpler forms by the action of water. Microorganisms are called non-biodegradable substances. And afterwards, effects of non-biodegradable substances. And what is meant by ecosystem? It means, first of all, ecosystem is termed as what? A structural and functional unit of biosphere. It is stable where in an ecological unit where regular input of energy and circulation of matter is takes place. It means totally interaction between biotic and abiotic components. There are two different types of ecosystem. First one, natural ecosystem, and second one is artificial. Natural means existing ecosystem in nature or naturally without any human support is termed as what? A natural ecosystem. Examples are terrestrial ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. Yes, afterwards, artificial ecosystem, it means the ecosystem is created and maintained by human, is called artificial or man-made ecosystem. Examples are agroecosystem and some aquariums, botanical gardens, parks, field, crops are comes under artificial ecosystem. Afterward, my dear students, component of a ecosystem in main. Here, physical and biological conditions are comprises what? A component of ecosystem. It means biotic and abiotic component. Afterwards, we discussed what is meant by biotic components. Biotic components include all the living organism present in the ecosystem. It means plant as well as animals and some microorganisms are comes under biotic component. On the basis of food they consume, the different organism can be categorized into three groups. It means producer, autotrophs are termed as, my dear students, producers. Afterward, consumers. Consumers can be classified into three main types: herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous. Afterward, third one is decomposers. Yes, microorganisms are comes under where? In and decomposers. Yes, today let us see Second component is abiotic component or non-living component. The abiotic component of an ecosystem are the non-living components on which living organisms are dependent. Each abiotic component influences the number and variety of plant and animal present in an ecosystem. This in turn influences the biodiversity of an area. Yes, my dear students, it means the components are abiotic components are nothing but light, temperature, water, atmospheric gases, wind, etc. Yes, my dear students, these all are termed as what? Abiotic. Abiotic means non-living things or non-living substances are termed as non-living things or substances are termed as what? Abiotic components. Abiotic components. Yes, my dear students, here a first main important abiotic component is light. First one is light. Light energy, it means sunlight is primary source of energy in nearly all ecosystem. It is used by green plants. During photosynthesis, plant manufacture organic substances by combining inorganic substances. Yes, my dear students, light means the main source of energy is sun. Yes, sunlight. Yes, it means all living creatures can need water, sunlight. Why? Because of survival of their life. Yes, my dear students, here all green plants are used water, sunlight. Why? Because they contain chlorophyll pigment in it. With the help of chlorophyll pigment, the process of photosynthesis takes place. At the time, the process of manufacture of organic compound takes place. How? By the combining of inorganic substances. Yes, my dear students, second component or second abiotic component is temperature. Temperature. The distribution of plant and animal is greatly influenced by extremes in temperature. The pattern of rain also affects the growth of plant. This plant growth determines the overall variety of animals living in that place. Yes, my dear students, it means temperature is responsible for what? The creation of plants. Responsible for the creation of plants. It means autotroph. Afterward, a different type of heterotrophic forms also seems with the help of water. Temperature. Yes, my dear students. Third type of abiotic component is atmospheric gases. Atmospheric gases. It means oxygen is required for respiration process and the byproduct is carbon dioxide required plants by the process of photosynthesis. Okay. Nitrogen is made available to plants by certain bacteria and through the action of lightning. Yes, my dear students, it means here all gases, atmospheric gases are important here in a human being. Oxygen is used way in the process of respiration and carbon dioxide is released after the process of respiration. It can give rise to where in the process of photosynthesis. Yes, it means plants can absorb byproduct of respiration process carbon dioxide. Yes, and also nitrogen is also present where in our atmosphere. It is obtained by bacterial activity as well as the process of lightning. It means the rainfall is takes place at the time, lightning is produced at the time, water and nitrogen gas is get released. Yes, my dear students. Next one is next one abiotic component is wind. Next one is wind. It helps in the pollination and seed dispersal of some plant. It can remove and redistribute topsoil, especially where vegetation has been reduced. Yes, my dear students, water a blowing wind helps the process of water. The process of cross pollination takes place in ant plants. Yes, and also seed dispersal process where only in an some plants not termed as water all plant can remove and redistribute topsoil. Yes, and last one is our last abiotic component is water. Water is essential for life. Plant and animal habitat vary from entirely aquatic and environment to very dry desert. It means all type of living organisms can need water. Water, why? Because of survival of their lives. Yes, my dear students, here abiotic components are given. First of all, non-living things or substances are termed as water abiotic components. Here light, temperature, atmospheric gases, wind, water, soil are important abiotic components. Yes, let us see what is mean by trophic levels. Trophic levels. The transfer of food or energy takes place through various steps or levels in the food chain known as trophic level. Yes, my dear students, what is meant by trophic level? The transfer of energy or food takes place through takes place through various levels in the food chain. Various level in the food chain is called trophic levels. Yes, my dear students, here the producers, it means autotrophs, are present at the first trophic level. They fix solar energy, making it available for consumer. It means consumers are said to be what heterotrophs. It means the herbivorous or primary consumers are found in an second trophic level, and a small carnivorous or secondary consumers are present at the third trophic level. The large or the territory consumer form the fourth trophic levels. Yes, let us see. Yes, producers, primary consumer, secondary consumers, secondary consumers, and territory or tertiary consumers. Very rarely, my dear students, fourth one trophic level, that is nothing but what quaternary or fourth trophic quaternary trophic level is seems. Yes, let us see one second. Producers, it mean autotrophs are comes under what producer level. Yes, they are present at the first trophic level. Yes, they fix solar energy. Why? Because of often their energy are food. The herbivores are consumers. Okay, they are said to be what a primary consumer are found at the where in an secondary consumers. And a small carnivorous, it means a secondary consumer are present at the third trophic level. The larger territory consumers form the fourth trophic levels. Is it clear, my dear students? It means, for example, producers are nothing but grass as well as plant. Grass or plant. Yes, goat, primary consumer. Secondary consumer, okay, secondary consumer, primary as primary consumer. Secondary consumers are nothing but what primary consumers are found at the secondary. Okay, so they are also what herbivorous plants. Herbivorous are comes under here. Okay, cow, buffalo, etc. And territory consumer nothing but lion, tigers are comes under where comes under territory consumers, because they are meat eating organisms. Yes, my dear students, let us see. Next discussion point is what is meant by food chain. All of you already learn food chain trophic levels where in an 8th standard. Just remind what is mean by a food chain. Yes, my dear students, it is a linear network of living organism in community through which energies get transferred in the form of food. It describes relationship of organism about who eats whom. Yes, it means it is first of all the organism is continuous in the state of what connection of a network. Yes, for best example, food chain best example, food chain means the energy is get transferred from each trophic level is called food chain. Example, grasshopper, yes, grasshopper to frog to snake to eagle. It means who eats whom is termed as what who eats whom is termed as a food chain. It is clear, my dear students? Now let us see types of food chains. Types of food chain. Yes, the choice of habitat classify food chains into two types. It means first one is terrestrial food chain, and second one is aquatic food chain. terrestrial food chain as well as aquatic food chain. Yes, my dear students, terrestrial means it is present where on land. The food chain is present on land is termed as water. On land is termed as terrestrial ecosystem. Yes, already example is written here. Grass. Yes, grass to deer. Deer to, or deer to tiger. Yes, or in place of deer, goat is tiger. It means it is a terrestrial. It means on land, present where in an on land, that is termed as a terrestrial ecosystem. Aquatic means it is the food chain in different water bodies, present where in different water bodies. Different water bodies is termed as a aquatic food chain. Yes, example, phytoplankton, phytoplanktons to zooplankton, zooplankton to fish, fish to shark. Yes, my dear students. I think in an 8th standard as well as 9th standard, we people are already discussed what is meant by phytoplankton, what is meant by zooplankton, where in a diversity of living organism. Yes, let us see significance of food chain. Significance of food chain. Significance of food chain. Food chain involves the transfer of energy or material and nutrients. The organism of food chain serve as the vehicles of transfer of energy from one trophic level to another trophic level. Yes, my dear students, what happened here? Nutrients are get transferred, or materials are get transferred, as well as energies get transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. Yes, the knowledge of food chain helps in understanding the feeding relationship as well as the interaction between organism and ecosystem. Yes, my dear students, it means we distinguish organisms like what, herbivores, how they can eat only grass, yes, or grass, and carnivorous, they can only eat what, meat. That's why, and also omnivorous, it means eat both plant as well as animals. Yes, my dear students, it means it distinguish organism how depending upon their feeding relationship. And final, in addition to the above point, it also helps to understand the movement of toxic substances and the problems associated with biological magnification in the ecosystem. Yes, dear students, in 8th standard we were already discussed what is mean by biomagnification. It means only energy not get transferred from one trophic level to another trophic level. There some toxic substances, it means poisonous substances also get transferred from water one trophic level to another trophic level. Yes, let us see what is mean by food web. What is mean by a food web? Yes, all of you already know the definition of food web. It is the interconnection of different food chains which correlate at various trophic level operating in an ecosystem. Yes, my dear students, first of all, it is the interconnection of food web means it is the interconnection of different different food chains, different food chains which correlate, which correlate correlate at various various levels, at various levels operating in an ecosystem, in an ecosystem. Yes, my dear students, one second, see. First of all, it is the interconnection of different type of a food chain, okay, which correlate at various levels operating in an ecosystem. Each organism is generally eaten by two or more or two or other kinds of organism. They in turn are eaten by several other organism. They in turn are eaten by, okay, it means instead of straight line, the relationship is shown a series of branching lines, hence eating a food web. Okay, my dear students, let us see one second what happened here. Different type of or interaction between a different type of a food chain. It means instead a straight line, relationship is shown as a series of branching lines, hence it is create what a food web. It create what a food web. Yes, my dear students, in today's class we all are discussed what is mean by abiotic component and which abiotic components are important for all biotic components. It may be light, it may be temperature, it may be atmospheric gas, it may be wind, and it may be water. Afterward, the definition of trophic level and some examples concern trophic levels. Afterwards, the definition of food chain and examples and types of food chain. Afterwards, significance of food